friends, it's Kathy and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the 9 frequently asked questions about the nursing career, and we're going to talk about them right now. So friends, as you know, I am a registered nurse. I've been in nursing for more than a decade. I think a decade and a half. It's been a while. So let's get it on the first question. Is nursing a difficult job? It is a difficult job. The reward comes from your patients. For me, I work in the geriatric population, which is the elderly population. And in the beginning of my career, I was working at the hospital, and so we call them patients. But when you get out of the acute care setting, they transfer over either as a resident or a client, depending on what nursing career. Yeah. Is it difficult? It is. You are dealing with their physiological disease process as well as their mental health, even family dynamics, believe it or not. So there's a lot of coordination. You're just not dealing with a patient or a resident, but it's a holistic view of the whole nursing care plan so you can take care of your patient or your client or your resident. Next question. What are the working hour conditions as a nurse? That depends. So if you work in an acute care setting at the hospital or rehabilitation places or facilities, then the hours are mostly 12-hour shifts now. They're from 7A to 7P or 7P to 7A. There are still some facilities or institutions that do 8-hour shifts, like 6 to 2 or 2 to 10 or 7 to 3, 3 to 11. But not a whole lot of places do that now. If you work for like a contractual work, like home health, hospice, then you control your hours. With that, I think it's a little bit more flexible, especially if you have families and small children that you want to be home at night and you want to be home on weekends as well. Mind you, going back to the hospital setting or facility setting, they do require or every other weekend rotation. So your weekends are going to be split between your family and work, and it just really depends on your priority. So where I work, I am in management in a supervisory position, so I control my hours, and with that, I'm able to be off on weekends, but on call, not off, but I am on call. So I have a work phone that I carry all the time, 24/7. I get calls every day and even at nighttime, and I also get text messages on some of the things that I need to work on. It just depends. If you work in a hospital setting or rehabilitation where you clock in, clock out, as soon as you clock out, then you are done. You are not to get calls. You can get your rest when you get home. Compared with management position, then you are always on call. So as far as working hours, that really depends on where you work at. Do you have a certain person you work for? Yes, I do. For me, I work for a company and I do have a certain person that I work for. It is the company. Is that a person? But it is a company. So I do have a supervisor above me. I do have a boss, a manager above me. There are other nurses there that are contractual and they are independent nurses that they do not have a supervisor or a boss, and they work for themselves and they have their own clientele. Does your nursing salary increase with your working experience, and or how much nursing education have you taken? So does your nursing salary increase with your work experience? Yes, definitely. So as you increase your work experience, you are more competitive out in the market and your value of your work increases too. How much nursing education have I taken? I originally have my very first degree in business when I was in the Philippines. I did not graduate as a nurse in the Philippines. But then when I moved here in the United States of America, I have taken the associate's degree in nursing. That is a 2-year degree to finish your nursing school, provided that you have completed all the prerequisites, and then you can be eligible to sit into the board exam and taking your registered nurse licensure. I have completed the associate's degree in nursing, and after a few years, I continued my education and completed my second bachelor's degree, and this time it is a bachelor's in science in nursing. Next question is, do you enjoy nursing? Oh my gosh, that is an excellent question. A lot of the nurses, I don't know if they do, but money is really, really good. The more hours you work, the better salary or the better money you get paid for. But that is a question that you will really need to ask yourself. You know, do you want to work more hours? Do you really enjoy nursing? Because if nursing is not for you, then I wouldn't recommend nursing. But for me, do I enjoy nursing? Yes, I do. I enjoy the work that I do so much because I do training, I do education, and I do policy involvement. It's just fun, and I get to train people, and I love sharing my knowledge to the new nurses or to the new supervisors, new managers that I have. On top of that, I also enjoy taking care of residents. It's just awesome that I get to spend time with the residents when they need help with their disease process. So I get to connect with them and develop that relationship and help them out recover from any disease process that they may have. And then the last one, do you pick the time and hours you want to work as a nurse? It really depends on where you work at. If you work at a hospital or work at a rehabilitation place, I would say that you don't really get to pick the hours that you work, but you get to pick the shift. So if you are applying for the job, it's either you work the morning shift, the evening shift, or the night shift. And that is the choice that you're gonna have to make when you are applying for a job. But for me in the management, I am able to pick the time and hours that I work. So that is it, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are thinking about taking up nursing or you have questions about nursing, feel free to put a comment below. Let me know what you think about nursing. Is this something for you? Is this something that you're thinking about and taking, or is this something that you know somebody or a friend or a relative that would want to take up nursing as their career? That's it. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get notified on my next video. Bye, friends!